So, why do really good golfers seem like they're swinging with such less effort while you feel like your arms are doing all the work? Now, the answer is timing. And once you see it, golf gets a whole lot easier. Now, before we get into it, I need to confess something. Years ago, I used to measure the downswing timing with wires, vests, belts, and sensors all over my students. Now, I would spit out all these graphs and I'd proudly show them. And honestly, I owe every one of them an apology because I was drowning them with information instead of giving them clarity. So here's my formal apology. I'm sorry for the graphs and making their lesson into some kind of science project. But now the good news. Today, we can measure all of this with a single video from your phone. And I can finally explain this in a way that actually makes sense. You know, the kinematic sequence has been compared a lot to a relay race. So 400 meters, and you've got four runners. And the four runners are the pelvis, chest, the lead arm, and the golf club. And they each run a race. And they each have a leg. And it's a pretty good comparison because as the speed is generated from one leg, and then it goes into the next one and makes that one faster. So it's a matter of speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, so on and so forth until you finish the race. And I want to see if I can make that analogy just a little bit more clear, because it is like running a race, but it's more specific than that. You see, the first runner is the pelvis, and the pelvis moves from this loaded position, and it's got the furthest way to go. It's got to actually go all the way over to this area. And that's a matter of shifting, rotating, and lifting. And what it's going to do is it's going to drag the second, third, and the fourth runner with it. So it's just like pulling. And the other runners get impatient and they want to go early. But they have to be told to stay there, to be patient, and allow the pelvis, the runner one, to drag them all the way around the track. And I'm talking not one leg. The pelvis has to go three legs all the way over to 300 meters. Well, what's great about this is the pelvis has the strength of the legs pushing off the ground. And so it was actually built to do this. Well, we've made it all the way over to the 300-meter mark, and the pelvis is actually ran out of track. It can't go any further, and it needs to give the baton over to the runner two, which is the chest. And the chest has still got a load behind him. So the chest has the runner three, the arms, and the runner four, the golf club, to drag along with them. He's going to run as fast as he possibly can all the way over to that 80-meter mark, about 20 meters right in front of the finish line. And with 20 meters to go, the chest has run completely out of track and gives the baton over to the lead arm. And the lead arm moves only a little ways right before the finish line. Now, the cool thing is the runner four doesn't have to do anything. It gets the most joy. All the work has been done. And to cross the finish line, all runner four has to do is stay relaxed and enjoy it. Enjoy the ride, because it is absolutely a catapult across that finish line. The pelvis did most of the work through ground force and strength in the legs. The chest then moved, the lead arm then moved, and the golf club is the last thing to go. Now, here's the revelation. Most golfers don't let runner one and two do their jobs first. They get impatient, they use their arms too early, or throw the club too soon. You now have the wagon in front of the horse, and it feels like hard work. Now, in my younger days, this blew my mind when I first saw it clearly. When the pelvis and the chest slow and stop, the arms and club catapult all by themselves. And that's what makes great ball strikers look so effortless. You see, it's not that they're necessarily stronger. It's that their arms are relaxed enough to release all of that energy that's already been stored. Now, believe it or not, I actually wasn't much of a golfer in high school. I was a sprinter. And one year, the coaches in the area decided to put together a dream team. They realized they had 4 really fast players in the county. And they decided to put us together to see if we could beat the state record. And I was the anchor. I actually wasn't the fastest. The fastest was our first leg. He had very, very strong legs. He was an amazing starter. And he actually went on to win the 100 meters in the state championship. Well, long story short, they dropped the baton between the second and the third leg, and I got to run across the finish line dead last. It was a shame because we actually broke the state record 3 times in practice. And that's actually a really good example of what happens to a lot of golfers, because that chain reaction doesn't happen. The arms go first, and that's when the power goes last. Okay, now without testing you individually, I don't know what your pattern is. I see lots of patterns. I don't see that 1, 2, 3, 4. I see that probably 30% of the time. And the rest of my students, they're various numbers. But I will tell you this, there is one that I see the most. And it's a pattern where 1 is the first one, but 2 is not the second one. I see 3 or 4. So it's 1 and then 3. Now, what does that mean? That means that runner 2 is the problem. Runner 2 is your chest. Pelvis starts, and the chest is supposed to be moving at this point, and it's not. It just never really took off. And runner 3, the arms, runner 4, the golf club, completes the race. Now you can imagine what that's going to do to your impact conditions. No matter how hard you're trying to get that low point in front of the golf ball, it's not going to happen because runner 2 slowed down or never even took off in the race. So most golfers, when they have their sequence off, it's because their chest is not moving after their pelvis. Now we have all kinds of names for this, okay? Dumping the club early, casting, scooping. We see it a lot in our students, and it prevents you from getting that low point in front of the golf ball where it belongs. So if this is you, I need you to do this exercise. Okay, now what I've got here is a target. I just put a Frisbee out about 2 to 3 meters out in front of where my golf ball would be. And I've got 2 alignment sticks. Now I like these because they make a lot of noise, but you could just turn your driver over and get the same effect. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get that whoosh out in front of the golf ball. In fact, that is going to be my target right there. Now, you can imagine that if I don't move my chest and I dump the golf club early, that whoosh is going to be way behind the golf ball. Okay, like this, and there's not going to be too much speed. Now, when I start redirecting that intention towards that Frisbee right there, which is out in front, it changes everything because now I can't reach it if I don't move my chest. Okay, so I'm going to move my pelvis, and then I'm going to move my chest, and now I can direct that energy right towards that Frisbee. Okay, now take a look at what happens when I do that. I'm going to turn this way, and I'm going to get the whoosh over here, and then here, and then here, with the same amount of effort. Okay, here I go. Okay, that's no chest movement. Now take a look. I'm going to move that energy or that whoosh right here in front of me. Definitely faster. Now watch this magic. Now I'm going to actually get the whoosh way over here, a good 2 meters past the golf ball with the same amount of effort. Okay, and that's the kinematic sequence at work. All this is a matter of getting the whoosh where it's supposed to be, which is after the golf ball. So the next time you feel like your arms are just doing all the work, remember this. They're not the engine, they're the passenger. Just relax them and trust the baton pass. and you'll find that effortless power you've been chasing.